Welcome to the Money Market Show. I am your host, Paul LeJoy, and I love to bring great people on the show to bring you great value. Okay, and today I have Ray. Ray is with TheLender, and Ray, we've been doing business for some time, and he has some phenomenal loan products, solutions that will help you as a real estate agent to get your business to the next level. Because our commitment here is what? To bring you the very best so that your business is not struggling, even though the economy may be struggling. It's always going to be a great time because we're going to bring you something that would innovate your business, which will get your business to the next level. So I'm very excited. This is my number one commitment. How can I make you, the real estate agent, always ready to take advantage of whatever market you may be in? So whether you're watching today from, Alaska, or you're watching from sunny Florida, we're going to talk about some loan programs that will just blow your mind and will help your business grow. So stay tuned. Okay, on the show with me is Ray. Ray, all the way from Southern California, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Orange County here at TheLender.
Orange County?
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me, Paul.
Okay, cool. Ray, before the show, we're talking about, right now you have the Warriors playing, right? All these young kids and stuff like that. You look young yourself.
Oh, well, thanks. I just got a baby face. I'm older than a kid, but thank you.
All these guys who are 22 and they're making all this money, right?
Right.
Because at some point they decided, hey, I am going to do this. What do I love to do? And then become so good at it.
Yes.
Now, guess what? You have them playing basketball. If you pay them $1 million, they kind of, oh my goodness, $1 million, you're not going to take $1 million.
Right.
Okay. How about $50 million a year?
Right.
Steph Curry, for example.
Right.
All he does is do something that he loves to do.
Right.
The guy flies when he flies first class, and the plane, no other passengers, right?
Yes.
Only them.
Right.
And the hotel he sleeps in, it's
like a baby.
Like, oh my goodness. And he has to sleep a lot. They have to sleep a lot.
Yeah.
Has food and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Very true.
What they really love to do, right? And become so good at it. And so they make the most money and they bring the best satisfaction to their family. How can we not do this if we're business people? Right.
Especially now with, what's more important to anybody is their home. And, that's why I love about this business is that you're really doing something so special. Steph Curry and the movie star or something, they dazzle people. It's entertainment, right? But we actually really keep this economy going. We are really the backbone of this country. Our real estate community is the backbone of this country. So it's such an honor and really a privilege to do this. And, if you just make it fun and enjoy it, at the end of the day, it's all numbers, right? But if you bring that passion to it, it makes you excel, like to your point. And especially in this market, you're going to need that passion to make the same kind of money that we're making the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So real estate agents have the opportunity to make a boatload of money if only they can have the tools. Like the guys who play basketball, they have the tools, they have the fans, right? They have the fans to support them. They got the best stadium, like the Warriors. They got a brand new stadium that is spent like billions of money, right? And then they have the organization, the right environment. They got the right coach. They got everything.
Yes.
Right? So real estate agents need those tools.
Yes.
And if we as a lenders can bring them those tools and can bring them the kind of maybe even coach them. I say, man, when you succeed, we succeed too. Right?
Well, absolutely.
Yeah. Can you shed some light on that?
Well, it's that's why that's where, I really love TheLender, and it allows me to bring all that passion, enthusiasm out, because ownership here is innovative and not just like rate focused and or short-sighted. And that's so crucial right now. And it's great for me being a representative of the company because I always have something innovative to talk about. And that's what you have to be, as that is the equivalent of shooting 3-pointers, being as, that's what my ownership does for me. So, now we are focused there, despite all that people chatter or Wall Street or this and that, at the end of the day, people want to buy homes and be in homes more than ever before. It's not a bubble. Culturally, more than ever. I mean, Paul, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, were these real estate and property flipping TV shows and real estate celebrities all over TV? No. This is a phenomenon that has developed in recent years that's not going away. I read a great article the other day that home construction is bursting like never before. Finally, the home builders are getting the materials. They're starting to build these homes. So this is all really great and just shows, industry is not going anywhere. So, at TheLender, we're focused on, of course, the purchase market, which is, we developed 100% down payment assistance financing loan, the nada, nothing, right?
Right.
And it's also simple. It's not this arduous or labyrinthian like government assistance kind of program. It's very simple. It's just an FHA loan, cut and dry, that Paul can make sure will fly, right? Paul can make sure that, we need the loan approval that we need in the FHA system is all done. So it's pretty simple that way. And then we just come in as a lender and we finance their down payment, the 3.5%. We do that as a private second on the home. So that allows buyers. So what does that mean? We're freeing up, it's down payment assistance, right? But we're also freeing up the buyer's capital. So that means that they can probably get a bigger home.
Right.
Or, or get a multi-unit. FHA is really encompassing, and it is so powerful when coupled with this kind of private second financing. It gives the buyer a lot more buying power that they need, especially at this time when rates have gone up, and a lot of that buying power, some or not all of it, some of it has gone away for our buyers out there. So this gives them some more buying power by financing that 3.5. They can use more of their money that they were going to use for their down payment to pay for closing costs and everything else. And, Paul and I know how to structure these so that we maximize seller credits, whatever we can to minimize the impact to the client, get them in a better home, get them in a bigger home as home prices are going up. And thankfully, FHA has been keeping up with this stuff. So, of course, depending on your county, you can get a very nice home. It's still in California with an FHA loan. And you know what? They can do it on a 4-unit property. So it's something where it does give the borrower a lot of buying power. And frankly, that this is why I can work anywhere I want. I work at TheLender because it is the best and simplest down payment assistance program in the country.
Okay, so it's not Cal Harper, it's none of that. Okay, now let's talk about that. I'm glad that you brought that up. So let's talk about the idea behind that program in the first place. Why no money down?
So good question. So it's a cool history to that kind of product. And, 10, 12 years ago, it was around more. There were more of this kind of down payment assistant programs more. But, the lender and ownership, we've always been really great, or what's made us so successful. The company's only been around since 2018, Paul. So it's not like we've been around for decades of success. We've had dramatic success very quickly. And it's because we take niche loans that were maybe kind of tough to do, or are just kind of hard to do, and we simplify them and we make them accessible so that we really truly provide something that wasn't there before. and not just, oh yeah, we do conventional loans at low rates. And, or, you know, it's like, that's okay, great. Everybody does that. You know, that's not new in the marketplace. That's not expanding the industry and giving you a new tool. Everybody's got a hammer in their toolbox. So that's how we've stayed ahead. And that was the impetus from ownership, is they're like, geez, this down payment assistance stuff hasn't been around for a while. There's nothing really out there now. We were first to market in 2020 last year. Of course, there's always imitators that always come out with a down payment assistance after, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, that was the reason behind it. And same thing with our DSCR, our rental loan product. You know, we have the NADA, which is what we've been talking about, 100% financing. We also took rental loan, no income doc rental properties, which was complicated and called a DSCR. Like, what does that even mean? And we called it the NONI. Really simple, no owner, no income. Made it a simple product. So that was the impetus behind it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Let's go back to the NADA.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the NADA is like Spanish for nothing, right?
Yes.
So who qualifies for this? What is the kind of LTV? Okay, so LTV is CLTV is 100%. But what about the debt to income ratio and stuff like that? What kind of candidate are we looking for? Who's the ideal buyer or borrower for this? If a realtor is watching this, and what kind of person should they be thinking about? Who qualifies for this?
Yes. Phenomenal question. Thank you. So really it's we can go down to a 580 FICO score.
580.
Yes, all the way down to 580. Now DTIs, you know, because it's the automated FHA approval system.
Yes.
That system can approve some pretty high DTIs. You know, the 50s. I've seen it in the low 60s. I mean, it happens, right?
Really?
So, absolutely. It's just
DTI in the 60s.
Well, if you have good income on a borrower, and if you have the right dominoes in the right place, like I've seen some pretty out there at FH, like DU approvals, so LP approvals that will surprise you. Right. But certainly I do the NADAs in the 50s, mid 50s, high 50s all the time. So, you know, it's giving that borrower, really giving those, you know, lower FICOs or FICO challenge borrowers some more buying power. It's also DACA eligible, non-occupying co-borrowers okay, first-time home buyers okay. So that's the market it is serving. It is serving a lot of people who might not, lovely people who can't, who can't get into real estate right now. Right. So it absolutely opens things up for those lower FICO scores, higher DTIs. It also, for somebody who is also wealthy, and savvy, because there's no income cap. Someone could come into your office. So I'm a multimillionaire, but I love debt and I love interest rates, right? Because there are people like that.
Well, they can write it off.
Exactly. Right? They love, you know, a lot of that class of wealth, they go off of writing off debt. And the idea of having more liquidity and freeing up their capital while purchasing a property is like, can be very exciting to them. And that's another kind of flagship or feature of the NADA is that there is no income limitation. When loans were being done over a decade ago, you couldn't be a wealthy person. You couldn't be making you couldn't be a, you know, more than middle class person at that time. You know, so now it doesn't matter. We don't have to worry about, oh my God, you know, they make 6 figures a year. You don't have to have that concern. So that's another area of the market that we're serving with this, is that it is truly open to anyone. And, you know, geez, I mean, I would do it to buy a 4-unit property and move into one. You know, so it also.
Wait, today I just want to talk about the NADA. I don't want to talk about anything else, but we're going to talk about the NONI some other time. But we're going to concentrate on the NADA. Okay.
Absolutely.
So let's see. Okay. You mentioned one good thing, that there is no income limitation. You can be a doctor who's making $300,000 and say, I just don't have any money. Okay. Okay. But do they need to show 2 years of W-2s, or a doctor starts today? Can they just, I got a new job. Can they start today and say, and show that their employment letter and get this NADA?
Very good question. So, in most cases, yes, they'll look for 2 years of income. However, that FHA automated system that Paul can run for everybody and, run through scenarios through Paul, it can approve you. I've had approvals with a self-employed person with 1 year tax return, and it just happened to work. So it truly is one of those things where we can try to throw anything at it. If somebody has a new job, but it meets those income kind of guidelines and it's the same kind of industry and we have we try to make it work that way. So, however, in most cases, you will get that approval with kind of 2 years of income. But however, like I said, there are situations where you'll get the approval outside of that, and we'll run that scenario with you through Paul as well.
Interesting. Okay, so you mentioned another interesting point that self-employed people, like for example, we know in 2020, a lot of self-employed people were just, killed, butchered because of COVID, right? So they didn't have anything. But 2021, they did well and stuff like that. So we have people that only have 1 year, not W-2, 1 year's tax returns. Right. Are you saying this NADA can apply to them?
Yes, it can. Yes, it can. And like I said, that FHA system will look at a lot of factors of the borrower. It's going to look at 1 year tax return, but if it's 1 year tax return, but that business owner maintain their credit and they have some good liquidity, some good assets, DU might approve them. So it's DU will factor in. I've even been impressed, with it, factoring in, all those positive aspects of the other, that the borrower is also bringing there.
Okay, cool. So
yes,
if you are in expensive counties like we are here in the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area, and I'm sure Orange County and other places, basically the loan limit for a single family residence is $970. So are you telling me that somebody can do a loan, no money down, so long as their DTI is acceptable and it passes DU, with no money down, $970,000?
Yes. Yes. It is amazing. It is amazing. It is amazing. It puts buying power back into their hands. They can get a beautiful home here in an expensive area in Orange County with a 580 FICO score.
Okay. 580 FICO score, no money down, $970,000. A duplex is what, like 1.3?
Yeah, it's over $1 million.
1.5, and a fourplex is 1.8. Let me ask you this. This is somebody now wants to buy a fourplex, right? And they're first time home buyer, they can use this loaning. Can they use the income that the fourplex is generating? Can you factor that in as well to qualify them?
That's a phenomenal question. And we might actually have to do some research. I might have to get back to you because what is good is that, when it comes to questions like this, all I have to do, I have it easy, is look at the FHA, right? Yes. And, I believe in FHA. I don't know off the top of my head, but I believe in FHA, they can use a percentage of that income.
Like 75%.
It's 75% is what I was going to say. Took the words out of my mouth. So as far as I know, that is still the FHA guideline where they can use that to qualify. And, that is absolutely, probably is the most beautiful way to use this product. Honestly, there's no other word. It's what I would do with it is I would move into a fourplex, duplex, get a beautiful home over $1 million and 1.3, 1.8, and have this other rental income cover it. And I put no money down. Please, where can I sign?
That's interesting. Okay, that's awesome. I have the last question today for you, Ray.
Sure.
Why would somebody, let's say, if they had 3.5% down, why would they go for a NADA? What would you advise them?
Phenomenal question. I get this all the time, right? Because when you do FHA, at the end of the day, it's never just 3.5%. It's always more that the borrower has. It's always more. It's never just 3.5. So
they have to pay that MIP, right? 1.75%.
MIP, closing costs, whatever they can't wrap into the loan by giving whatever highest rate they can to generate as much credit, the borrower's bringing that to the table. So, I mean, I'm sure there's some unicorn loan where they didn't have to, but of course, it's always something. But 99% of the time, they're bringing something. So by holding that, now it's truly a no money down. Now it's truly in 3.5 because now they're just kind of filling in the gaps of what's needed after that. So it dramatically, at FHA, they're going to be putting down 5-6% at the end of the day, realistically, with compensate. It could be, right? So, it truly frees them up where they're actually minimizing their impact of their down payment. They're saving that 3.5% for everything else, and maybe that is 1.5% at the end.
Okay, let's talk about a follow-up question then. So FHA, typical traditional FHA, you're going to pay that 3.5%, and then you're going to pay that MIP of 1.75%. So actually, the actual down payment there is 5.25%. Okay, so although the MIP can be put into the loan, right, and stuff like that, are you telling me therefore if you do this NADA, you don't have to worry about the 1.75%?
You don't. You don't.
It goes away.
Well, it goes away, quote unquote, by freeing up room to make it go away. And using that down payment the second to finance as much as possible, maximize everything we have. We try to get the highest interest rate, give the borrowers a credit back, right? Paul and I do this all the time. Paul will call the seller and say, I want a credit.
Yes. Paul
will do that.
Yes, and that can buy down the rate. Anyway.
Yes, and that's that exactly. And see that and then Paul, as great as brilliant, he'll say, okay, I'll demand a credit, I'll get this and that way I can have even more capital freed up to get the rate down, because because that's how you can utilize it as well.
That's interesting. Okay, great.
Yes.
Especially now that the market is changing a little bit. We see some of that, right?
Yes,
market
absolutely.
is changing a little bit. So if the time for buyers, and the agents to go out there and ask for, we've seen people reducing the price right now in some areas, okay? But there's a time instead of reducing the price, they can go out and ask the seller to give no credit so that will benefit the borrower.
Yes. We in these loans, we're going to look for every avenue to maximize the credits. Paul certainly will. From the seller, we're going to look at that loan from the interest rate perspective, because higher rates do help us get more credit for the borrower. So it does make sense to do that, to maximize their credits. So it actually becomes this process of how much can we eliminate. And it makes the borrowers extremely appreciative and extremely happy, because you're already exceeding their expectations by offering them a no money down or a very minimal down option, and you're placing it with an experienced and that's also the key. It's that not every originator is like Paul. And that's why that partnership and the team mentality is so crucial, is because, Paul knows how to structure the NADA. If somebody else just came in and just did it cut and dry, it's not really like, this is a leverage product. We leverage the NADA to get more seller credits. We leverage the second down, the down payment finance to free more capital up from the client so that they can leverage their own capital for a better loan or just a better home.
Good. So if I hear you correctly, the NADA is ideal for someone who may have great credit, may have bad credit, may have some money or may not have any money at all, but they want to take advantage of putting zero down. So zero down is still alive and well. And it's not a fake loan. It's a loan that is we're going to look at your income, right? It's not stated income. We're going to look at your income, and we're going to make sure that you qualify. So if you're watching this and you're a real estate agent, I have some clients out there, guess what? Yeah, maybe they don't have any money at all, or they have money, but they don't want to spend it on real estate. They want to leverage. The interest rates are going up, but they're still there. They're still sustainable, right? This is a moment for them to call us, and then we'll be able to take them to TheLender. And of course, approve their loan. We can go up to 4 units. So Ray, it was a pleasure having you on the show today. Is there anything you would like to add before we part ways today?
Oh my gosh. Well, it's such a pleasure as always. So fun, such a blast. Geez, what could I part with? It's a huge opportunity. It's a huge opportunity. And it is the NADA is something that is so valuable in your toolkit with your borrowers. Even if they want to do a different kind of loan with you at the end of the day, if you offer 100% financing, that brings them in the door. That starts the conversation. And you know what? Maybe that's not the best loan for them, but it will be so attractive for your borrowers, and it'll be such a valuable tool in your toolkit.
Okay, cool. So you heard it all. So if you're a loan officer or you're a real estate agent and you're not taking advantage of the NADA, please start doing that today. Today is the beginning of the rest of your life. So yes. Thank you so much for watching. And next time, Ray and I are going to talk about the NONI, which is basically no money down. Okay, it's not no money down, but it's actually what is it called? No income.
Yes, NONI is for all of our rental properties, all of our investors out there. No income docs required at all. Goes from 1 to 4 and 5 to 8 unit properties in an extremely underserved market. Another huge opportunity I look forward to speaking with you about. So look forward to the next interview, the next show I'm going to have with my man here, Ray, all the way from Orange County, where they eat a lot of oranges. I don't know. It's a NONI. My skin looks orange on camera. Is that the problem? I got to change the lighting in here. Today we're talking about the NADA, and next time we're going to talk about the NONI. Okay, phenomenal loan program for investors. And yes. There's absolutely no limit to the number of properties that you can own. Is that correct? Correct. It's that product is based on volume, and investors out there, they have a lot of pains and concerns about trying to purchase and who could do it right and who can do it fast. We fund that. That's a flagship for us. We do more or less than 200 million a month just in NONI. Okay, we are at volume. If you are a loan officer or you are a real estate agent who is not serving investors, you guys come and listen to the program. Ray and I are going to talk about this tomorrow. Ray, we're going to do this every day. Okay. Tomorrow we're going to talk about this. So thank you so much for watching. And this is Paul LeJoy, your mortgage consultant for life. You have a friend in the mortgage business. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Paul. Till tomorrow. Amen.